What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Leave It to the Judges MMA show. Boys, we are back. In today's video, I'm here with the boys, as always, Xavier and Clark. Today's video, guys, we are going to be predicting who will be the champion in each weight division a year from today. The date is September 4th, 2024. We're going to be predicting who will be the champions a year from today. I feel like there's some easy ones, there's some hard ones to predict, but let's go with ladies first. Let's start with a title fight that's coming up pretty soon for women's. Let's start with women's flyweight. Alexa Grasso is currently the champion. She's about to defend it against Valentina Shevchenko. If you guys had to bet all your money, who is the flyweight champ for the women's division this time next year?
Go ahead, Clark. You start.
This is a tough one.
Mine might be a little controversial. I don't know.
For me, honestly, I think it's pretty easy after what I saw her do to Aaron Blanchfield, and that's Manny and Fiorot. Just in my opinion, I think she's very ready, great on the feet. Now, will she get that fight by that point? I don't know, but she would be the next in line.
She definitely should.
And I just feel like Shevchenko might retire it. It kind of depends where Shevchenko is going to be at here. If she wins, will she retire? I don't know. I feel like she definitely could. Grasso is as good as she is. I think Furiat could beat her. Uh, she made Aaron Blanchfield, who I think is the best wrestler in this division, like a cakewalk through her 50-45 from what I remember on all the scorecards. She's very well versed, good grappler, very good on the feet. Better than Grasso, in my opinion, on the feet. Maybe not grappling wise, but I think she's all around a good fighter, and she's in her prime. I believe she's 35 or 36, so she's definitely ready now.
You go ahead, Xavier.
For me, this one might come a little out of left field, but might be a little bold. But
I know.
I predict that a year from now, Zhang Wei Li, that fucking girl, is gonna get the title shot. Reason why, I mean, is gonna have the title. Reason why, I feel like she's talked about moving up before. I feel like she's pretty much cleared out her division. And I think that she can dispatch of any like upcoming challengers within the next year. Anyone who's like close to that title shot, I feel like she can take care of them. And then like she's such a dominant champion that I feel like the UFC is gonna be like, wow, a champion versus champion matchup. Like, let's say it's Weili Shevchenko or some shit. Like, that's a crazy fight. Like,
it's a sick fight.
Or if Grasso's still champ, like that's a sick fight. Like, I just feel like Weili moving up is compelling. And I think that she has like the strength to deal at the higher weight division. I'll be really curious to see like how strong she could really look in her prime if she just like doesn't have to weight cut at all or has to can get bigger and then weight cut back down a little.
Yeah,
She's pretty jacked, so I just feel like her skills translate. She's good everywhere. She has great power. And I think that like she might even have more power if she goes up a weight division. So I feel like she can if given the shot, which I kind of feel like she will be given the shot within the next year, just because like what is she to do in her division that's compelling, right? So yeah,
the only name I see her, she has to fight Suarez, and then I could see her going up. But yeah, that's a bold prediction. I think I'm gonna stick. Oh, this is tough. I think I'm gonna stick with Grasso. It just seems like a safe pick right now. Which, it could look silly in a month's time, but yeah, I'm gonna stick with Grasso. Okay, but yeah, I did skip over strawweight. My bad. Xavier, obviously, Weili is your girl. I'm gonna hot take. I think Tatiana Suarez gets the belt, and then I could see Weili moving up. But I'm gonna go with Tatiana Suarez as my strawweight champion.
Right, Ed. That's also mine. She's on my team. She's on my team. I just see Islam in her. I really do. Like, she's undefeated as well. She came off the bench after 3 years and has been whooping ass.
It's
ever
yeah, just the
since.
injuries are
I
a
think
little concerning.
she's the only one who I could see grappling with Wei Li and has the strength to like challenge her. On the feet, it might be a little of a problem, but we'll see once we get there. I think the grappling could take her over the edge.
But yeah, but I
I,
think those two women are definitely a level above everyone else.
the way I see that fight playing out is like Suarez obviously trying to use her wrestling, and Wei Li just trying to keep it more so on the feet, like grappling when she has to, but which I think the fight will be like grapple heavy. But I think that on the feet, Wei Li can do enough damage, I think, to start to like stifle the grappling or like kind of take the late advantage like as it moves on, like you know what I mean.
I
Yeah, the
could,
longer it goes, the more I would favor Wei Li, definitely. We've seen her in a lot of 5-round fights. But
And she's
yeah,
a
no,
finisher, man. She's a finisher.
it's definitely going to be one of those two. Okay, let's move on. I don't want to be a jerk here, but women's bantamweight, I think we all know there's only one real answer for this one.
Taylor's.
Yeah, Kayla Harrison. She just seems undeniable at this point. Pennington and Pena are scheduled to fight, so like, regardless who wins, do you guys have any other names besides Harrison? Any other cases, low key cases you can make for anyone else?
This is not like my prediction because I do think Harrison, but like you could say Amanda Nunes. Like there is a chance that like for the big money fight she can be lured out for the Buku Bucks. And I feel like she's very live, obviously, in any fight she's in.
Yeah,
So
the Lions.
there's a possibility that, you know, she could come out of retirement for this one.
What do you think, Clark? Any low key
Uh,
names?
no, I mean,
No, it's just the chick who's not in the sport anymore.
yeah,
It's
I
this
mean, yeah,
division.
besides Nunez, no, they're all shit. I mean, Pena's gonna probably beat the crap out of Raquel. I'm rooting for you, Raquel. I hope you beat her. But Pena's gonna be talking her shit to Harrison. Harrison's gonna beat the crap out of her. Like, I think it's pretty simple there. I don't really think anyone can contest, especially after what she did to Holly Holm. I do not remember a lot of people
No,
who's running through Holly Holm like that.
absolutely not. Alrighty, let's move on to some more exciting divisions. We will move down the ladder to men's flyweight. Pantoja, he's been a very underrated champion in my opinion. Will he be the champion in a year's time, guys?
Start us off, Nick.
No,
I don't think so
I
either.
believe Tetsutera is the one to beat him. I think just overall grappling, his cardio looks very on point. He hasn't fought 5 rounds yet though, but he's about to. So we'll definitely see how the cardio is for all five. But I just think he has the skill set and he's clearly very powerful on the feet as well. So I think his all-around game matches up well with Pantoja. And Pantoja, like we've seen in the last few fights, is definitely a gas out merchant at times. And this is finally someone who isn't Soy Boy Royval, who can actually put some hard hands on Pantoja and finish him. Or get a sub.
Or hang with him in the grappling, exactly.
Yeah,
That was my thoughts exactly. Soy Boy Royval always gets me. But I mean, yeah, I mean, Tyra's coming. I mean, unfortunately, Makayev took himself out of that race with his actions outside of the cage. But if he was still around, like I would probably give Makayev the nod
yeah,
here
that's fair.
I'd agree with that. I'd
Yeah,
agree.
because he's, because Cape is shit. Apparently, like can't do shit. I mean, I still fuck with him, but I mean that last performance is not gonna get him. That took him further away from a title shot, if anything.
he needs a dub. He needs some
Tyra's right there.
momentum.
Pantoja's already taken out most of the people, and like he's taking out Royval, he's taking out Moreno, so like they're gonna start reaching lower for contenders. I think one more win and Tyra's right there, and I feel like 2 fights by next year to become the champion is not that much to ask.
Yeah, I have the same name. I think like guys like Cape and Urzik were on the come up, but their recent performances knocked them down the ladder. some sleeper names: Albazi, maybe Kaikar France if he gets like a lucky, not a lucky, just another knockout. Albazi, I think, is a real sleeper just because we haven't seen a lot from him in a minute, and he has been impressive in the past. But I think Tatsuro is the safest name, so we all agree there. Pantoja, he could still hold on to that. But let's move up to bantamweight. O'Malley is our champion. He has talked about going up and all that, but like, I feel like there's two big names here that like we might argue over. Who do you guys have in it as the champion of the year?
Good old Daggy boy himself. I mean, I
It's
feel
just
like the man's undeniable. I don't see anyone beating Umar, unless O'Malley can clip him. I think that over 5 rounds, like it goes bad for anyone. I think that even if Merab were to get the title, Merab has nowhere near the striking level that Umar has, and will get
nightmare
completely
matchup.
knocked out on the feet.
Yeah.
I think that Umar at least has the Daggy wrestling to counter Merab's wrestling, or at least like make it so Merab can't just dominate in that department. So yeah, I don't see anyone stopping Umar if not for O'Malley just, catching him early. He has been clipped before, so he is clippable, but aside from the miraculous KO from O'Malley, I think that Umar has the belt by this time next year.
What do you think, Clark?
I'm sticking with Sugar Sean O'Malley. I look at the Corey Sandhagen fight, and yes, he was impressive, but I do feel like the wrestling wasn't he 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 didn't hold top position a lot. He constantly got the back. Like if he can get Sean's back a lot, like he did to Corey Sandhagen, who's a very similar height, I think he will have success in that fight and probably win a decision. But I think Sean O'Malley's lateral movement is very underrated. I think he can stuff some of these takedowns, even though he's an OV. I should never go against an OV. I've learned that. But if anyone's gonna do it, it's the Conor McGregor Jr. right now and Sugar Sean O'Malley. And I think he could beat him on the feet, even though Umar looked very good on the feet against Corey Sandhagen, which most people don't. And that was a bit of a surprise. I love that matchup, though. I think either one will probably be the champ. But I will say, Mr. Figueiredo is right behind them. And he is someone who I think can make some noise up there.
Big
For
fact.
He's already
him.
top five.
Yeah. But I'm going with Sugar Sean O'Malley. I believe in the hype. He might move up though, so it might be a while until the next bantamweight. I mean, there only might be one next year, low key.
Yeah, the scheduling also makes this video a little hard to predict. Like, you know,
Yeah. So, but I mean, I would assume it'd be him versus Umar next.
yeah, definitely. I'm gonna lean Umar. I just can't go against the Av. And it just seems like those guys just rise to the occasion. Even I do agree he didn't look like, based on the last performance, I would pick Sean like right now, but like in a year's time, who knows how much better he'll be.
Yeah.
All right, let's move up 10 pounds, boys. At to featherweight, Ilya Taporia El Matador is currently our champion. Who will be our champion in a year's time?
Ooh,
This is a tough one. This is really tough. I want to just say Ilya. It's either him or Max. I don't see really anyone else beating him besides Max. So it's really just up to that fight, in my opinion.
You know what? I go crazy take here.
Don't say it, bro. I feel like you and Xavier might be thinking the same thing, and it's not happening, guys.
Not that, but
T City is not beating
I'll be
Taporia.
honest, I could kind of see Max winning and then Bulk
You
getting.
already know what's up. You already know what's up, Ed.
No, no way.
City 4th round sub. I'm telling
Oh,
you.
dude. I don't,
I'm telling you.
Uh,
this is a tough one.
I'll just go with Max because I think he's gonna beat Taporia. I have a bad feeling low key Volk might just somehow end up with the belt again. and face Max for a fourth time and beat him
That'd be
somehow.
insane.
And I just have a feeling that could happen, really, because he even said like a few days ago he's fighting the winner apparently. So
Yeah, he did say that.
I'll go with Max though. He looked the best I've seen him in his career in a minute against Justin Gaethje. Damn near made him look easy in there. Very creative. As long as he's flowing like that in the Taporia fight, I think he should beat him. I think he should beat him as
I,
long as he's flowing like that.
I just have a question. Why haven't we seen that type of max at featherweight recently? I don't think we've seen a max that good at featherweight recently. Is it because of the weight cut?
I
Or was
mean,
it just
what do you mean? Like, I feel like outside of fighting Volk, literally, like he's been
I mean the
whooping
Yair
ass
and
like
Arnold
that.
Allen fight were pretty close. And he got
I
hit a lot.
I did well. I'll agree with the Arnold fight a little bit because I feel like he just put less output out there. But I mean, the Yair fight, he was hooping. I mean, Yair was getting his own in there, but
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Hanks was still flowing and hooping on him.
I feel like Yair is a much more diverse striker than Gaethje. Like Gaethje has basic weapons
true, true,
and
true.
he's just good with them. And I feel like that's a lot easier for Max to like box and just, get into his flow state versus Yair throwing kicks from everywhere and fucking, just being a wild man in there. I also feel like Ilya basically he doesn't have the most like diverse striking game. He just has like crazy power in his hands and good grappling. And I think that Max should be able to like do enough to neutralize the grappling and piece him up on the feet. And I mean, I'm sure that like Taporia will get his as well, but as long as I've never seen Max knocked out yet, and so I don't see Taporia outworking Max for 5 rounds.
Yeah, that is the thing. I agree with that. I mean, Max hasn't been knocked out, and I don't think Taporia can outwork him unless he just takes him down. I think that's kind of the only way I can see him outworking him. But on the feet, I do not think he will outwork him.
I think you guys persuaded me. I really think I don't know, dude. I'm gonna say Max, but dude, I don't know. Something about Taporia, man. Just something about the way he did Volk.
I mean,
I
maybe
don't.
Taporia just wins, but after the Gaethje fight at 300, 600K, whatever bonus he got, I mean, 600K max coming in here.
Guys, let's move on. No, not the most obvious one. I feel like the Kayla Harrison one was the most obvious one, but let's move to lightweight. Islam Makhachev is our king right now. His next opponent is Arman Saryukin, who has looked impressive recently.
Mm,
Does anyone have anyone besides Islam here? Let's just start with that.
no. Without
Okay. That's okay, Clark. It happens to the best of us. But okay, none of us. Yeah, Islam obviously should be here. If you absolutely had to pick someone, who would it be? If you gun to your head have to pick someone else, who would it be?
Conor McGregor.
I was gonna say Conor McGregor. He just gets some like bullshit title shot and then it like this is a storybook ending.
Just sparks Khabib's voice. Says Khabib, where you at? Come back.
That
They
would be
have the
so.
fucking rematch, like storybook shit. Storybook.
That'd be
But I only say Conor because I think Conor has like that aura of like a lot of it has like died off over the years, but that anything can happen aura to him. I mean, and I feel like he could, if anything, fast track himself into a title shot faster than anybody else,
Definitely, yeah. He does have that Dana White privilege.
right? So I can see him getting a title shot he does not deserve, and then like capitalizing on it on some Jose Aldo one punch shit.
I'm trying to look at like a weight class above at featherweight below, like maybe someone will drop down or move up, but I just don't see anyone beating Islam here.
Yeah, well, you know what? Screw it. I'll just throw Max Holloway out
That
there.
that was the only one I could see.
Title, then maybe he just fights for the. I don't really know like who would be next after Sarzuki anyway, so definitely a tough one.
Maybe
Maybe
like yeah.
Oliveira versus Hooker would be the eliminator.
That's yeah. Michael Chandler? No, I mean, nah, that's just no way.
Hey, dude, we can't sleep on Hooker. He's on his Oliveira run, man. Had a
True.
bunch of early career losses. Dyed his
Got
hair fucking blonde.
got tatted up.
Got tatted up. Went on a winning streak. Like, hey, the path is the same.
Hey, if he, well, I'll say this: if he were to fight Gaethje, he'd beat him, but he ain't beating.
That'd be such a sick fight. I'd rather see that than the Oliveira fight personally.
I think Oliveira is a terrible matchup for Dan Hooker. If I'm
Okay.
being honest.
All right, though. Let's move up to welterweight. Bilal Muhammad, unfortunately, is our champion. Unfortunately, but
Shout out Bilal, man. Shout out
shout out.
Bilal.
Yeah, he deserves it for sure.
Oh,
He's lucky Khabib trained him, bro. That's all I'm saying. But Clark, just start us off, man. Let us hear it, bro. Let
well,
us
I've
hear it.
already heard he's scared. I mean, apparently denying Shavkat the title shot now. He wants Usman and Shavkat to fight each other.
That is so
But I'm
nasty.
also hearing they might push Usman versus Bilal. But you know what? Fuck it. Like, get Usman the belt back real quick. And then Shavkat can finish Usman. Or he'll finish Bilal. The answer here, folks, is no matter what, Shavkat will be 20-0 or 19-0. It doesn't really matter. He's the champion of this division. I think he's top five pound for pound right now, just excluding belts. I think he's top five pound for pound, but he's not getting these fights. I know he has more time to heal up now. Screw it. Like, let's heal up. We'll be ready. He even said in a tweet he'll be ready for you, Bilal. He'll be ready.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go with Rachmanov. I do want to say Edwards, but I straight up don't think Edwards will have a title fight within the next year. I think he has to get like probably 2 more wins. But yeah, the safe pick here is Rachmanov. I think the fight with him and Bilal will be pretty interesting because Shavkat does a lot of his work on the ground, and Bilal is an amazing wrestler. But on the feet, I think Rachmanov's on another level. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Shavkat here.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go with Shavkat. I wish I had something to make it sexy, but I do not. Yeah, I feel like there is a chance that Bilal could really just grit and grind his way through some kind of magical way, like just to piss the people off type shit. Like he just actually goes on a crazy run, fueled off the Coach Khabib energy, that gym. But the much more likely result is that Shavkat finishes him, or at least beats him. I mean, we've seen in that last fight, Leon Edwards did not look like himself in there. I don't know what was to him. And I feel like that's got a lot of people high on Bilal right now. And like
Facts.
granted, I was a little low on Bilal, so I'm gonna like say that like my opinion of him rose, but I think that a lot of people are overestimating his ability from what I've seen now. And like I think that Shavkat should put things right. And I think that even if he fights Usman, I think that that's a hard fight for him, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I think on the feet, Usman probably has the advantage. I'm like, and you would have thought that Leon had the advantage, but he just wasn't really throwing very much. So
Yeah. Like Bilal did dominate that fight. He had his moments, but let's be real, he just kind of wrestle fucked him for 25 minutes. Like he wasn't doing anything crazy besides the big slam. He kind
It
of
was
just,
a lay in frame mission.
yeah, it's like,
It was.
but yeah. All right, we're all pretty much in agreement for most of these. Next one, I feel like we might have some discourse here. Middleweight. This one's really tough to predict. I'll start us off. I'm very torn between Hamzat Shemaev and DDP. Just DDP, as you go through the matchups, I don't see anyone being a bad matchup at all for DDP. I don't even know what a bad matchup for DDP looks like, but just also the hype of
Barrio,
who?
I think Barrio.
I he's I honestly I forgot about him for a second.
I
A
think
sleep
Barrio, based on how he looked against Cannonier, showing that grit, showing that 5 round cardio, like
Wasn't the best IQ though.
yeah. Just once again, I don't see like
does
any bad
DDP have the
matchups
best
for DDP.
IQ? Like, nah, I don't think so.
He
Sleeper
does.
Anthony Hernandez. Sleeper pick Anthony Hernandez. But I don't think in a year he'll be there. I think in a year he'll be a top 5 probably.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess Hamzat. Um, this could be another fucking case of me disrespecting my South African brethren, DDP, but I'm gonna do it again, man. I'm gonna keep doing it until I'm right. Unfortunately, um, but I think that Hamza could get his health together. I think, and he might like, depending on what's going on, just slide right into a title shot, or he might just have to fight like one more fight. But like, if we're talking about in a year, I think that he can get 2 fights in, even with his health problems.
I think even if he has a very impressive performance against Whitaker, I think they just throw him in there because like UFC wants him to be champion. Let's be real.
Facts.
But final answer, you're gonna say Hamzat. I'll go with DDP then.
I'll go
Being our
Hamza.
champion here. Clark.
Dricus Duplessis is going to continue to be the champion of this division like he has been the whole time, really. Sean's going to attempt something here. Who knows if he's getting the damn bite, but he'll
He
lose
should.
again.
He will.
He'll lose again as usual.
Don might beat Hamza though. That's the problem.
But
On, on a gas out mission.
That'd be crazy.
yeah. I mean, Hamza, like,
They have trained, so like I just think that like I just do think that like if Sean doesn't get the title right or like right in this next fight, like he'll go so far down the ladder that like he'll never see Hamzat for a while at least. But I do think that like that cardio could give him problems if he can't get the takedowns like late.
Yeah.
who? Wait, who? Duplessis?
I'm saying the Strickland cardio.
Oh.
Oh,
I
okay.
think to me, DDP and Hamza have the same kind of cardio. Which is like they both look gas, but then they both just kind of, keep fighting. And
That's
I
fair.
think that in that matchup, the superior grappling will kind of just when everyone's gassed, the superior grappling tends to win. And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that that's Hamza. So that's what makes me think that he'll be able to like either find a late finish or like really just grit out a hard decision against DDP.
I feel that. I will say though, DDP, I think continues to just hit like a Mack truck through all 5 rounds. It's weird. He'll slow down, but the power is still there. I think
And
it's always still there.
I just haven't seen enough from Hamza. I mean, he's just too much of a mystery for me to pick him over DDP right now, who just beat the two former champions. But yeah, for me, it's definitely him or Hamza.
Yeah.
I
I
do
think
like.
I think it's even in these fights though, like I be seeing DDP getting his ass whooped for portions of his fights. Every single fight, even like with Darren Till, there's a portion where he's getting his ass whooped. And like for all we can say about Hamza, I've never seen him get his ass whooped. Like Usman started to like piece him up a little bit, like once he started to gas a little bit. But that's Usman, like number 2 all time in that division.
Burns
Also, Burns dropped him.
piece him up.
Burns was not piecing him up, but like he did.
Those uppercuts like 5 in a row.
He did catch him.
I mean, the
But
Whitaker fight's gonna tell us everything,
I mean, that is facts.
which is very soon. So that's gonna be lit.
Facts.
All right, let's move up to this one. Like let's move up to the light heavyweight. It seems obvious the name, but like I don't even know if he'll be in this division in a year's time. But like, let's assume everyone's fully healthy in this division as it stands. Do you guys have anyone besides Alex Pereira at light heavyweight being the champion?
The one name I will say is Ankalaev.
Yeah. I forgot.
Ankalaev has the grappling to like really neutralize this man. As we've seen in the past, like in the Jan Blachowicz fight, which we all know was a bullshit draw. Like that didn't even make any fucking sense. We all saw what happened.
Well, I think
Even
didn't Alex win that fight?
I'm
No,
saying I'm
uh,
saying Jan and
Oh, no, it was a split decision for Pereira.
no,
no,
no. Lion versus Jan
Oh,
when
my
they
bad. I'm tweaking.
yeah,
it was
yeah, yeah. Dang, that's what even led to like Jamal Hill getting the title shot and winning the title and shit
That was terrible.
for the vacant belt. But I mean, I feel like we all know that like we all saw Ankalaev not look dominant, but I mean I think he pretty convincingly won that fight. But he was struggling with the leg kicks. But the thing is, when he started struggling with the leg kicks, what did he resort to? Like a smart man, his takedowns.
Yeah.
And I think that because of that, like he's gonna eat like one or two of the Pereira leg kicks and be like, all right, fuck that.
Right.
And I think that there is a chance that like he could lose that fight too. Like I'm like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's gonna for sure win, but I just think that if he eats a couple leg kicks, realizes the danger of them, and then like decides to take the path of least resistance that no one else is fucking taking, I could see him probably subbing Pereira at some point over 5 rounds or just ground and pounding him. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say Ankalaev,
You
but
you are persuading me, my friend. I don't know. It's just like all these fighters.
Pereira is kind of invincible right now. But like, I've never seen anyone actually fight the man smart.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm pretty sure I heard Uncle Ive say, like, I'm gonna stand with this guy because Uncle Ive does have great stand up. He does have knockouts, but like, I don't want to see that. I want to see him try to mix it in. Ooh, now what do you think, Clark?
I'm going to Alex Pereira. I mean, I would agree Ankalaev is kind of the only one right now who could definitely beat him. But in all of Ankalaev's fights, he does tend to stand more on the feet. And I feel like he will be too proud in there and allow Pei to get ahead on the leg kicks. If he's smart, he will go for the takedowns. I think he is a little too proud in his striking game, which is good. He has good power, mixes it up pretty well. A nice high kick or yeah, head kick. Mixes it up well. I think he's good on the feet. I think would he should try to take this fight to the ground 100%. But I think he's gonna be too proud, just like the rest of these guys. And I think Peje gets it done. But if anyone's gonna beat him right now, it's definitely Ankalaev.
It's definitely one of like those two are like clearly above the rest of the pack.
Thanks.
Yeah, Roundtree. I mean, obviously has a chance, but like
No.
at 12 and 13, guys, we do have Dominic Reyes and Anthony Smith. Does that
Okay.
move? That doesn't move you guys?
I mean, Reyes did look. I mean, he didn't look great, but
He is
until
coming
he,
off a win.
but he's coming off a win, so I'm gonna give him that. Anthony Smith, man, Anthony Lion Cup Smith. I'm not. I can't even speak on that man, bro. I can't even speak on that
I just
man.
can't
And
believe I picked him.
No one's
Still
gonna
gets
attack his family anytime soon. In the
two. All right.
I cannot hear you guys. If you guys are, can you guys hear me?
yeah, Ed's
His mic went out.
I think he's talking to his mom or something.
Okay, okay. I was like, am I? Are we underwater? What's going on?
I'm back.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
just cut that out.
Yeah, I'll cut that out.
Yeah, we just have heavyweight left, right?
The last one. The big boys. I'm ready whenever you guys are.
I'm down.
I'm good.
All right, guys. Let's move up to the biggest division in the sport, the heavyweight division. John Jones is our king at the moment. Our interim king is Tom Aspinall. Xavier, why don't you start us off with this one? Who in 1 year's time will be the heavyweight champion of the world?
I'm gonna go and say Tom Aspinall. And my reason why is because John Jones is gonna kick his ass, kick Stipe's ass, and then retire, and then Aspinall's gonna get the vacant belt.
Damn.
Fuck you mean? Never in doubt, Johnny Bones Jones gonna clean out the division, right off into the sunset. Clean out the division just in terms of like taking out the top contenders, and then right off into the sunset, man. I think he has two more fights in him, Stipe and Aspinall. And then at that point, who the fuck else is worthy of fighting him? He could stick around and beat Almeida's ass or beat Curtis Blades up, beat Pavlovich's ass, but beat Volkov. But like we all know he's gonna win in those fights. I feel like Tom Aspinall has the last the last stamp on his resume that he doesn't even need, but like I think he wants to have at this point. I think DC was onto something when he says that like John Jones doesn't like to be disrespected or like insulted. And now that I think that him teasing not fighting Aspinall is more or less just like to get more money out the UFC for the fight.
Yeah.
But I think that I agree with Dana White when he says I think that he's gonna fight him and I think he's gonna win. And right off into the sunset. And then I think Tom Aspinall is gonna be the guy going forward for a while.
Yeah, first of all, yeah, John Jones is not scared of anybody. I feel like that term just gets thrown around. Like these fighters aren't scared of people for the most part, but like
Some of them definitely are.
some are. But yeah, John Jones isn't scared of people. It's John Jones, but
You can't say like Floyd wasn't afraid of Manny Pacquiao. Like he definitely was.
he definitely dragged that out. I don't want to get emotional. We're gonna talk about that. But Xavier, I agree with half of your take. Yes, John Jones will run through the 43-year-old retired firefighter. And he will get a little too greedy and stick around for the new young lion, Tom Aspinall. Average fight time in the UFC of 2 minutes is going to beat John Jones. I just like all the aura stuff aside, it's just I don't see anyone beating Aspinall. I don't think he has any weaknesses. He's finished every single fight in the UFC. Yes, John Jones is amazing, but John Jones is still going to be the smaller man moving up. And Aspinall, I just feel like he's too good right now.
That's
So I think
fair.
Aspinall will be our champion.
Uh, I don't care either way, but I believe Johnny Bones Jones will beat Aspinall. Because the only thing I will say about Aspinall, as impressive as he's been, the man has not been tested or faced any kind of roadblocks at all. Like he has gone through these fights very quickly with no Chin Pavlovich and all these fighters. What happens if he fights someone like Gon on the feet for 5 rounds? What happens then? I haven't seen, last time I've checked, I haven't seen Gon get knocked out. Tuivasa might have dropped him once, but he got his big ass back up and kicked him right in his fat stomach. So, uh, last time I checked, I just haven't seen Aspinall been tested, and I think Johnny Bones Jones definitely gonna test him out there. Let me tell you, I don't think he's just gonna run through him. I get what you're saying, Ed. I think he is a very complete fighter, and he will definitely challenge uh Bones Jones, but John Jones the go man. He's not losing to anyone, and that's all I gotta say on that.
No, I can't fault you guys at all for picking John. It's just like besides that Gon fight, I don't think his last 3 fights at light heavyweight were very impressive considering the competition. And I know what you're saying, Clark. Aspinall hasn't been tested, but like he hasn't been tested because he's just murking people. And people just don't do this on the regular. He's running through these people like it's nothing. But John Jones did do the same thing to Gon, but
The one
I
thing
don't
I
know.
will say that like gives me confidence in John Jones is like I think that people turn into da-da-das when they fight against Tom Aspinall. I have not seen one person execute a game plan against this man at all that is not run right into fucking a two-piece combo. Like it makes no fucking sense. Everyone just decides to just, oh, I'm gonna box with this man. No, like what opponent has he knocked out that was not just standing right in front of him at the time? Like they all were. Even Curtis Blades was like, "Yeah, I got a little greedy in the stand up." And I mean like that's because I don't think that his striking puts that much fear into guys until they get hit and then it's like too late because it's heavyweight. But I think John Jones is too smart to just fall into that trap trying to box with this man. He's going to be on his stick and move shit. Eventually the fight will get out of the first round and then we're going to have to see like what this man has like going forward because we know John Jones can push a hard five and like has grit when he is tired to still grit out fights. And we just don't know that for Aspinall. And I think that it's high time we find out.
That's fair enough. Yeah, hopefully this fight for sure happens though. I really hope this fight happens.
I
And I
don't
hope
even
the Steve
And soon, I don't want John Jones getting any older.
yeah. And I don't even like the Stipe fight hasn't even officially been announced yet. I know it's gonna happen, and it's all good. It should happen, but like
November.
we don't know when. It should be November, yeah, MSG.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about.
But guys, before we go, give me an absolute lock for someone to stay champion, your number one lock to stay champion, and your number one lock for this guy losing the belt.
Number one lock, Islam.
Yeah.
Number one,
Lock for losing their belt.
I wouldn't be disrespectful and say Bilal, but like I don't want to do that. I might go ahead and say, Raquel Pennington. Raquel Pennington for sure. She losing that bitch.
I think I agree with both of those.
She losing that bitch, bro.
Yeah, I would say lock.
She has
Lock.
in the first place.
Yeah, lock Islam to keep the belt, and I will be disrespectful. Lock to lose it. Bilal Muhammad's going down, either to Usman or Shavkat. Either one. Come get it. Come get it, Bilal.
I mean, he also says that he wants to be like the Pereira of welterweight and like keep fighting, be active, like just like in terms of activity. But like
That's
Pereira's
such
active
a funny
because he's
statement.
sparking people quick. Bilal ain't sparking nobody quick.
That's crazy that he said
That's
that.
why it's so funny. That's a funny statement.
That's wild. All right, guys. That concludes our video, though. Let us know what you disagree with and agree with in the comments. Please check out the TikToks and our other videos that are coming out. We've been pumping out a lot of content recently. I hope you guys have been enjoying it. We've been having a blast. Let us know what you want to see in the future, and thank you for giving us your time of the day.
Peace.
Peace.